Hey guys, Chris Barnes here with Dixon Realty again. I'm with Casey Mayers, and he's a community member that I think everybody should know. He's pretty low key, and so that's probably why some of you may not know him. But amazing story back with Casey. He has a company here. It's called Megawatt Consulting, and by doing so, Casey has been behind the scenes in a lot of the new businesses that have arrived in Reno in the last few years. We're here at the campus of UNR, which effectively is going to be a part of the mainstream with Reno, with all of the technologies coming into place. So we thought this would be a great backdrop for Casey. Casey, thank you, my friend, coming out. It's a
You're
pleasure.
welcome. Thank you, Chris.
So Megawatt Consulting's been in here for a little bit of time. So can you go into what you do and how long you've been here, so everybody can get a feel for it?
Well, maybe one thing to answer is kind of a two-part question. Really, is I moved here to Reno about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I moved here to start, of all things, a technology company, a data center company. And we started that and then sold that off a few years later. And I really never expected I would have stayed in Reno more than 5 years.
Wow.
But it grew on me.
Okay.
And I moved here from the Bay Area, so I used to live right in downtown Palo Alto, right in the heart of all things technology and happening in the Bay Area. And after we sold that company off, I started to travel a lot for work, mostly to the Bay Area and companies that are in the Bay Area. And I worked for several of the companies in the Bay Area, including Yahoo and Google and a couple of others over time. But I really kind of kept a fondness for Reno. It was hard for me to leave this place. I love the proximity of nature and the mountain bike trails and the skiing, as we all love to do. And I love the fact that it's not congested. It has a very easy way of life and low cost of living, and just a real pleasurable place to live, especially compared to all the kind of congestion and so forth of the Bay Area. So I started a company here called Megawatt Consulting about 10 years ago. Okay. And we've been focused on both development of data centers, design of data centers, particularly ultra efficient, very much focused energy efficiency, which is a lot of where my background is, and procurement of energy, renewable energy for data centers, as well as doing site selections of data centers.
Well, from conception all the way through completion,
That's
basically
correct.
Is your role?
Yeah, it can be all the way through completion. I used to basically develop and operate the global data centers for some of these big companies I used to work for. Okay. So it's in my bailiwick of expertise. I'm very comfortable with it, and I've done this in 25 to 30 countries around the world. And so when I started Megawatt Consulting, I started again having to travel a lot for work and all over the world, different countries every year, and certainly throughout the U.S. And because that's where data centers are. Data centers are the hubs of the internet. Wow. So we build these and operate these all over the place.
So we've had a lot of companies come into Reno. Is there a reason you think Reno really is now a hub of this opportunity?
Well, it's interesting, the whole time I lived here, I always thought that Reno would make a great place for data centers. Okay. And generally the things that make really good for data centers are low cost of electricity, low sales taxes, and lots of electricity supply. Okay. Reno doesn't naturally have really low cost of electricity or really low sales taxes. But some partners and I, we went in and bought a 2,300 acre parcel of land. We got some sales tax abatements, and we're able to procure power at a very low cost per kilowatt hour. It made for a great place to put data centers compared to all these other places that's putting data centers, not only around the country but around the globe. Yeah. And so I went and started talking to some folks I knew in the Bay Area, and after several meetings, we were able to secure Apple as our first tenant. And Apple did take down a very significant portion of the Reno Technology Park for a very sizable data center for themselves. And it now has grown to the point where that 2,300 acre Reno Technology Park dedicated for data centers is almost completely sold out.
Is it really?
That's
wow.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also consequently brought other data center or data center companies or companies that needed data centers to this region as well. In conversations with a lot of those companies over the years, it's really neat to see them building and growing in this area, and see beautiful. Really the Reno community and the economic diversity just continue to develop.
Absolutely, it's been embraced. And talking about being embraced in the community, you were just named this year Technologist of the Year from EDON. So I'm fascinated to hear a little bit, what does that really mean, Technologist of the Year? So, I mean, obviously well deserved and well earned, I'm sure.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm a little, I'm humbled and almost kind of a little embarrassed by it, even in some ways. just because it is a really wonderful title. I feel very privileged and blessed to have received the title and have been nominated and awarded Technologist of the Year. The award actually came from the Nevada Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology, or otherwise known as NCET, which partners very much with EDON.
Okay.
EDON is our economic development of Western Nevada, which helps to attract and foster these businesses here. And I've worked with them over the years to help bring Apple and other companies here. They've been a great partner. It's really great to see them continue to work and grow. As Technologist of the Year, I don't know. I think I'm supposed to wear a crown for this year or something like that.
We'll build one for you. We'll go to. That's good.
Yeah.
Well deserved and well earned, my friend. So,
thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Again, guys, Casey Mayers with Megawatt Consulting here in Reno, putting Reno on the map. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, guys. Thanks.